Dropped out of Reed College, his undergraduate. How many of you have heard of Juliet Child? Any of you? You watched the movie Julie and Juliet? Juliet Child was this chef, American chef, who went to Paris to learn exceptionally good cooking. Legendary chef. The lesson from Juliet Child or from Steve Jobs is whatever you do, it may be different. You're not here to, as I said, this is your life, your dream, you have to do what you love for. So 10 years later, Steve Jobs had learned calligraphy in Reed College. 10 years later, he introduced Macintosh computer, and Macintosh revolutionized the use of fonts in computing. Otherwise, the previous generation computers just used to look like typewriter. The font, right? So nowadays, we are going and changing font all the time and size and the way font appears. A lot of that goes back to what Steve Jobs did. And that's because he decided to take time off and do what he loved. So I think the lesson for today, number one, is pursue whatever you love. Doesn't matter. Because if you love what you do, you will do a good job at it, you will become better and better and better. How does one become better in what you do? I think there we can draw Thomas Alva Edison's lesson. Alright? You guys know the company called GE, General Electric? Some of you may know. General Electric's previous name was Edison Electric. Right? Thomas Alva Edison, they say, experimented with nearly 6,000 filaments and ran more than 1,200 experiments before he could invent the bulb. This was in 1880 that he invented the bulb, which then ran for 1,500 hours, and he filed a patent for that. So what you learn from that is, it's not like somebody is born with confidence. Somebody is born with capability. You're not. Steve Jobs was born in a family that did not even get educated at all. Right? But somewhere along he learned that again, in your life, in your career, whatever you do, pursue what you love and what is interesting to you. You don't have to prove to anybody, you don't have to show. Because if you were to go and do things that you love, you will automatically be good at it and you will achieve big things. Right? And the story from Edison is that don't give up. Never give up. Never give up. You know what he said? I learned 1,000+ ways where I succeeded in learning what not to do, what will not work, right? So the mindset, failure is not a big deal. All of us will have, I failed many times in my life. All of you will fail. But you have to learn from your failure and move on. And what Edison says is, he learned 1,000+ ways of what not to do. That's what the failure teaches you. And did not give up. I mean, can you imagine, for many years at a time, the guy is continuously changing a filament, figuring out what would work, and something, doesn't work and he keeps trying. So you just have to imagine, if he can do it, if Steve Jobs can do it, why not you? Why can't you walk away from this room and today think about what you love, what you would like to do with your life? Life is, look, I think career is